All right, welcome, as it is time to begin our Isira campaign tonight with our friends making their through all the insanity. And now, after going through and trying to find all the little bits of the town, and looking into Highland, thinking that there was a conspiracy. Moving on, they had located some young children who had been setting up a little shop. Um, Nala befriended them as some pressure was put on Highlands after a large performance that Nala had put on as Little Nala, who are persona there, not letting everyone here in Sionis know about her two forms, keeping up the illusion, as it were. This seemed to cause Highland to, as soon as he got the chance, to get the heck out of Sionis, as they found an empty space and the children seemingly getting very, very ill and dying after using the rituals that they knew. They were able to pull from destiny and the weave of fate a cryptic rhyme to help them understand what might be happening, leading them to search for objects it seems these children may have made at first, and in finding these, hoping to potentially save their lives. And following these threads, they have gone to the Temple of All Gods. This is the section of Sion is taken over by the Vasselheim missionaries, who had made this temple first a place where all the gods could be worshipped and taken care of, and all those who would call them and worship the various ones could come and take care of everything. A place that people who called it home and called the gods theirs could also rest and do their rituals. Um, in the midst of this, of course, various sections of the city have been built out, one dedicated to the Moonweaver. And so the Temple of All Gods is slowly changing its shape, but still, we ended with last week with Nala going and getting welcomed into more of the inner area in the back, amidst curtains and whatnot. So that is where we will be coming up today. So, thusly, as we find ourselves there, so now you're taken, and amidst various cloths that there's several places, specifically 3 different curtains that you are taking through in order to move forward. And as you get to the very last here, you see a woman. Her body is wrapped, arms and torso, in red crimson cloth. Lower part of her body sits in a pool of viscous red liquid. Yes, she sits there. Various shades and colors of smoke swirl about the room, produced by incense. She breathes and focuses. And various attendants are in the room, doing a mixture of some praying, but others doing paperwork and looking at what appears to be a model of a church or a temple. And as you enter, an attendant goes to this woman, begins talking to her, whispering in her ear. She nods and turns her head towards you. You're a friend of the gifted craft children, I hear.
Nala will take one step forward. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'm a friend of Astrid, and I'm a friend of
Sigurd.
Sigrid.
And what can I do for you?
Well, they're both incredibly sick, and I came to see if they had mentioned this place to me, and I thought that maybe there was a prayer or something we could all say to heal them.
No. She sits up and opens up her eyes. A pure black. Otherwise pupilless. No. That is unfortunate. If bring them here, and we can see what we can do. Please. And a few attendants go, of course, if the children are brought here, we'll take care of it, matron. Yes.
On the inside of the room, that model, am I able to kind of move myself a little closer to it to kind of get a look?
Well, you can do whatever you want. You don't feel free to.
Okay.
Like there's like just the ceremony, the way everyone's standing, it doesn't feel like a place you would want.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Just the vibe's not there for that. Not saying you couldn't try to do it, but definitely you get the vibe that you're supposed to stand there.
Oh, they said that you're the leader.
Yes.
Well, my name is Nala, and what's your name?
And she looks, she goes, interesting. And she sort of, the way in which she stares at you as you say that and your name. And she pauses on it. That name is for more than one. Your name is cursed. What has befallen you?
Wow. Yes, that's true. I want to do a vibe check here.
Roll for vibes.
Not great. That's an 8. Yes. I was cursed a long time ago. I well, I used to be someone else, and I was I was a lot older, but then this happened, and I've been like this pretty much ever since. I mean, there are some things I do to try to make it go away for a while, but this is my true form now.
Interesting. She said you consider the curse your true self.
Well, not the curse, but this is the form that I am. But I've learned ways to make it go away for certain amounts of time, but it always comes back.
I see.
Like, for instance, if I feel like if someone were to like look into me and see through illusions, they would see me as I am now instead of the old me when I am the old. It's very confusing. But other than that, I'm not trying to be deceptive or anything. It's just really hard to explain that to people when you first meet them, you know. But since you already seem to know, no sense in keeping it much of a secret. But what I told you is true. I mean, about Sigrid and Astrid, I did befriend them, and they are sick.
Look, interesting that you jumped to deception.
No, no, not deception. It's just, okay, think about it like this. If I were to walk into a store, right? People are going to see me and be like, "Oh, well, you're this certain way." And I could be like, "Oh, no, I'm not. I'm actually very different than this." And that could be a whole thing. And, you know, I mean, it's just quicker just to kind of play the part and move on. And, you know, or if I'm able to make this go away for a while, then I meet people. It's not like I'm like, "Oh, by the way, you should know I'm kind of cursed," and blah, blah, blah. Usually people just kind of find out.
That's what I mean. It's that you believe that I believed that you were deceiving.
Oh,
It's the way you think.
yeah, that's true.
You think of yourself as child first, and then as though one shouldn't trust you.
Just bad experiences in the past. I didn't mean to put that on you. I feel like we're kind of getting off to a rough start here, but now that it's all out in the open, you know, is there something you can help with? You mentioned you might be able to help with Sigrid and Estrid.
I would have to see them
Right.
to see what I could do, or what my priestesses could. What? See, I'll be clear with you, Nala. You are not really a child. That things here aren't as clear as elsewhere, meaning that what the blessings of the gods can do in these lands can be interfered with or blocked by what has ruled these lands, the elemental powers, the spirits. And so while what I wish to tell you is that we can definitely help them, I wouldn't know until I can see if there are any other forces working against us.
I see. That makes sense.
Do you know of the Anscoti?
Yes, actually, I have heard of the Anscoti. And hold on one second. I don't remember if she's met the Anscoti, but I do know she knows about the Anscoti.
I don't recall if you were in the trip through the Deadlands.
She was.
Many, yeah, you were, right?
So that was the Anscoti, the leader that you came across.
Yeah, the deal I made to get us through the Deadlands without being killed, effectively to cross without the army behind us following.
Okay. Yes, I am familiar with the Anscoti.
Let's see.
Is that good or bad?
It's nothing. My point is, I bring them up because that is an example of one who occupies the same space as the one I follow and whose power I can channel.
Oh. Well, I do have some friends here with me.
Oh God. You asked my name. It is Elira.
Elira.
So, is there something you would need, Nala?
I just drew a complete blank on why we came here. We were looking for the one of the 5
Yes.
items. Okay.
Yes. Because I'm on another page. Because someone give her the piece of the rhyme that they were looking for. Maybe not.
Let's see. It's probably under here. Okay. The shadows play next to K.
It was the last one, I believe, or maybe not.
Yes, I think we have Whispers Dead.
You do.
So we're none dare tread.
A spire tall hides one unseen.
One unseen. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Because it was a spire tall.
That's right, the spire. Okay, I'm with you now. Yeah, so what she will do is she said, yes, looking for the answer to a spire tall hides one unseen.
Tell me more. Come on, this was done by your spouse, so people might not know this terminology, so you might have to.
Yeah. The people I travel with are probably better suited to answer, but from what I understand, it's an item we're looking for. The one unseen is some type of relic or artifact, or it's it's meant to help.
I see. You said there were others with you. Very
Yes.
well. Are they here in the Yargoth's temple?
Yes, I believe 3 are still here.
And one goes with you. Please, let's make this simple. Just bring them in.
Also, it's a really cool model.
Thank you. It's for what we hope to be our temple here one day.
Hmm. Is there a spire on that model?
Mhm.
I thought so. So, I go to locate the other 3. I just kind of wave at them. Hey, over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were just kind of poking around in here waiting for you. You want us to come with?
Yes. Yeah. I've actually met Elira. I think you're really gonna like her. She's currently helping us with the riddle.
Do you trust this Lyra or no?
I believe on a scale from 1 to 20, based on what I rolled earlier, it's a 20.
Okay. I would go look for Azariah, but he's lost himself in the dust again. I think we should probably just go.
All right.
He has a tendency to find himself in the pages of books for 3 or 4 months at a time.
Well, he might turn
He
up.
was looking for secret passages or something. Maybe he found something and wandered off.
Well, that's the problem. Is he always finds something?
Well, come just follow us. And
Sure.
we'll let them lead us back through the curtains.
But be cautious.
She's really friendly.
I don't care if she's friendly. I care if
She's
dangerous.
also bathing in blood.
Well, I
This
mean,
is interesting.
That is not normal for most religions.
it's skincare regime. We don't know.
That is not skin care. That is soul care. Like you have to harvest some people to get here.
Or goats. Maybe it's
Yes.
animal blood. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
But she is religious. I doubt she would taint herself. And never mind.
Probably just a ceremony.
Having done these rituals, it's about the ingredients, the quality of the ingredient. Never mind.
That's
No
a
one
lot
uses-
of blood.
Yeah, no one uses bad blood for that.
So these are my friends.
Apologies, mistress. Was just a little shocked by your current appearance. It's not every day that you walk into a room and see a woman bathing in blood.
It's a little gauche, really.
It is a necessity here to keep the connection to the matron, but I understand. It's, believe me, normally this is way more than anyone sees, but it is the rules of this place.
When you say the rules of this place, do you mean this particular part of the Elgoth temple, or just your religious obligation?
It's Sirla itself,
It requires you to bathe in blood to stay on this plane?
not this plane, to remain my connection. She looks.
You don't need to explain. I am but humble dirt farmer out here.
Just goes, let's say that the gods have not touched this land in some time, and therefore to channel their power it is a bit more intensive.
Bit long distance.
Older
Okay.
gods, newer gods, which variety are we talking about? It seems like there's a bit of a struggle right now for the soul of this place.
I think she said the matron of ravens.
Did she say ravens?
Yes, I serve the Raven Queen.
Let's see. Religion check. Does everything in the room actually line up with that?
I was about to say as soon as we walked in,
I'll
I'm
take some
basically-
religion and some insights depending on which way you want to go, because there's a
I've-
lot that's going on, as well as
I've
something
kinda
else. If
just
you have another
been-
suggestion,
I've kind of just been generally scanning the room. So I guess
what are you looking for? What's Layla like? What's the information?
she's just seeing if anything seems to catch her eye. I honestly I'm not sure. She's just looking. If I don't, that's just what she's doing.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
She doesn't know what she's looking for. She's just looking.
Garrus is completely taken aback by the large amount of blood. He knows a little bit of blood magic himself and can do a little bit himself, and this seems very ominous. But I rolled absolute shit on my insight, and I'm going with my gun. I'm being cautious here. And just kind of not touching anything and kind of looking around with wide eyes.
Yeah, it's always an important thing, right? Because insight's something where you're getting information. You can always go with your gut, which I like. So
Yeah.
or with your character's gut.
Yeah.
So okay, so 17 to perception. Was there anything? Was Brynja doing something?
My religion was a 9. My insight was a 14. I'm not useful here.
Okay, the 14 on the insight though is her. Even though her eyes are like this pure black, like there is a moment of intensity to her look for a moment. Like you tell she goes from this practiced thing to a brief intensity as you walk in and meet her eyes, Brynja.
So you'd expect a druid, probably.
Possibly.
Or possibly a carrier of a Markman Scody.
So she kind of...
She
There's
gives me the...
perception. Yeah, there's definitely a moment that she kind of goes back to her calm, practiced demeanor. Layla...
And Garrus would probably be noticing a lot with his passive perception of 20 also.
Right. So, yeah. So Layla, as you are trying to take stuff in, and so that's a good thing. So passive a lot is more like you're not going to miss something or things aren't going to surprise you.
Yep.
And it's like active noticing, which is kind of those little two things. But Layla, as you look at around to that, I think something Nala occasionally just look towards this model that I mentioned. Your eyes from this distance pick up that the entire construction of it is of bits of bone and gem and even like wood. Like it's all hand carved, and from your experiences thus far kind of match Ingrid and Astrid's or Sigurd and Astrid's.
I guess I'm just going to keep my eyes on it just a little bit longer, but I'm not going to do anything at the moment.
I'm sorry, mistress. What was your name? I'm Garrus. We haven't been properly introduced to the woman in the blood. Elira. Nala said you were willing to help us with our riddle.
I'm not sure what it's in reference to. And so I was asking questions that she said would best be answered by you. And if you would like my help, I just need more information.
Well, it seems like this riddle is leading us to certain things that these girls have made. Things made of bone and stone and
wood.
And wood. We found 2 small items so far. These girls worked outside of a shop using the cast-offs of another artisan and made many things. Do you have anything that you seem familiar with these 2 ladies? Do you have anything that they've made?
And this you feel is related to their sickness?
Most definitely, yes.
It seems that we need to gather these items together to stave off the curse that afflicts them.
She ponders. Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, that one, and I get to re-roll it.
Ooh, yes.
A 13.
13. What clan are you from?
Myself, I'm of no clan.
All of you of no clan, then?
Hang on, what the fuck? Shit, was Az named us after the fucking star? Christ, what was it? The new clan we just established months ago. What's it called?
Celestial something.
No,
Was it Neb something or nah? You guys need to keep track of your clan.
I know, right? Like, seriously, what's our clan? Give me a second. I'll go through the notes real quick and find out what our clan is called.
But Brynja tells their clan name.
Sure, fair enough. It sounds like that's the intent here. While we go through and we can move on. Okay. Interesting. And in this clan, if someone needed something that would harm or inconvenience greatly your clan, what would you do?
I think it depends on the quality of the inconvenience. If it is a small thing to be pushed to the side, then the answer is do what the clan needs most, first and foremost. If this is more than an annoyance, this is actually like a life or death scenario. We are on the side of life.
If it's a gamble, I mean, sometimes life requires a bit of a gamble, and sometimes those gambles end up fortunate. Sometimes they're a little more misfortunate, but you know these things.
She nods.
There are no guarantees. Can only try.
Of course.
Especially when it comes to, outside influences, right? Planar beings, elementals, etc. It seems like when other things like to meddle in our world, it seems rational to push back a little bit, perhaps. Or in the case of, for example, a curse that affects dead children, perhaps provide a little reinforcement of what the order of things should be.
Yes. And I speak in many ways for what you would understand as a clan. And I wonder if would you be open to trading?
That may depend on the trade.
What do you want to trade?
There is a location that we need explored to see if there are relics of our goddess there, of the matron, and a battle she fought. And I'm wondering if I give you what you are asking for, you would be willing to do this. I would give it to you and trust your words. As this one, she looks at Gareth, says, a gamble for the sake of these children.
Well, that sounds right up our alley.
But the timing may matter, actually. The children have less than 24 hours to survive. So, well, survive is a tough term.
I understand.
But that would be sort of a, what is the human term? IOU for a future date.
Yes. And I am agreeable to that.
Now, if we are exploring these ruins and come across items that are not of your matron, are those finders keepers?
There would be 2 gods and their relevant items that we'd be interested in. Beyond that, yes, they would be yours.
Which 2 gods, to be clear? The Raven Queen and whom else?
Orcus.
Orcus. So you have a it was the
Got
fight between the Raven
goosebumps
Queen
with
and
that
yes,
one.
that was the fight between the Raven Queen and Orcus. Then okay,
Okay.
makes more sense.
Can we also have the dollhouse?
Uh,
You're perceptive.
we don't need the whole thing, just part.
I understand what you need. And is this acceptable?
I think it is.
I won't
Yeah.
speak for the clan. I need to hear from Layla as well. Garrus is in, Ella is in. Layla, what do you think? Does it feel like fair trade?
Sorry, I zoned out for a minute. What do we get? We get the
We get the
spire.
pieces, the pieces of bone and wood and stone that is making their model, which is probably a cursed item or quote unquote Horcrux we're chasing. And
Yeah.
in exchange, we basically write them an IOU to go to the place where the battle was between the Raven Queen and Orcus and bring them back any stuff we find there.
Are we willing to go on a dungeon delve for them?
I don't think that's going to be a dungeon, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battlefield for sure. But also, like, we're under a certain time pressure to at least
Yeah.
try to remove this curse. So.
I mean, we're not exactly bargaining from a place of
Mhm.
strength here, so
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's I don't think we're gonna get necessarily a better deal than just a IOU of going to a battlefield to get stuff. So
Good.
that seems fair enough to me.
So she nods and stands up and walks out of the pool.
I have to imagine she's like naked and dripping blood, right?
Look at what?
Naked and dripping blood,
Yeah.
like proper, like
Yeah, the top's wrapped like I said, but everything the bottom, yeah, just and yeah, walking across very nonchalantly. And as she does it, definitely, Garrus, with your connection, even though you have a hard time fully grasping in this moment, it is her connection to Hemocraft is strong. You feel it in the room, especially as she moves. As she comes up to the model and presses one of the windows on the spire of this monument to the Raven Queen. It opens, and there's this tiny carved raven out of obsidian that seems to have accoutrement of bone worked into it to give detail. And I could tell this was of Inscoti when they gave it to us. I, of course, had no idea what the price they would pay.
to be clear, are you aware of any other relics or touches of Scotty? If we could mop these things up together and resolve this curse quickly, it'd be incredibly useful to get her influence out of this place.
Unfortunately not. However, I will have the maidens give you a letter of introduction,
So,
if in general.
Hmm.
And they will know your names. This simply means, as far as all those in Vasselheim, or from Vasselheim, here in Sionis anyway, that you will have a certain amount of deference given to you. At
Hmm.
least some access, if that is positive in your search. I wish you good luck in this.
very much appreciate the gesture. By the way, whether or not the Raven Queen and the Scotty ever travel in the same circles, I think to me it remains unclear. But I do not wish you or yours any ill.
Of course. For everything in me that I wanted to strike a deal more like that, but I'm not going to negotiate like that when it comes to the lives of children.
Agreed.
So, she hands you this trinket, and yes. I do hope, though, that an understanding can be reached between the spirits here.
I think the place currently is in incredible flux between old gods, new gods, and oldest gods. It will get interesting.
All right. Anything else here?
I would like to take a deep bow to her as we leave.
I'll kind of just nod my head as well.
Okay. As you leave, you are given a letter that lists the names you would give as well as your general appearance in order to, and it is sealed. And kind of different powders are put on it, it seems, and it glows slightly at this as it is given to you.
Three down, four to go.
That is the idea, yes. As we're walking out, Layla, did you get any particular read on her? I believe she is Raven Queen, but the Hemocraft thing just strikes me as a bit unusual, odd perhaps. And I know the new gods behave differently than the old gods, but that is a little hard to ignore.
Honestly, I do not know a lot of the gods.
All right, you are from the Star Gods, I understand. Way distant from here.
Yes, it is a little. I did find it odd that she said that. Just as far as. I don't feel like it is that hard for me to reach for the power. But it seems like it is more difficult for her in this land.
There is old-fashioned theory. It's okay. I'm going to bore you for a minute with some what are called like druid academics, basically. That the power of the god comes down to the number of worshippers. So in the old country, when everyone worshipped nature, druids were powerful. As the new gods have come along, and there's spirits, the more spirits are worshipped by the populace, they gain more power. And then there's this fight about the new gods, and them taking mind share is a strange word, but the more people believe and pray and worship, maybe the stronger they get. Don't know if it's true, but I can imagine, except for the rare one-offs like you with star gods no one around here worships, like the power must wax and wane based on the population that worships them. So this is sort of the fight for soul of not Vesselheim, but like Isilra, perhaps.
Well, it is concerns perhaps for another day. Let us.
Indeed, again, it is philosophy. Nala, you did incredible work introducing us to this lady, and the letter will be very useful. We have our 3, but we're not looking for the 4th.
Yeah, but
You look like you have ideas.
a what?
No, go ahead. You have ideas for where next relic would be found?
Oh, I was just thinking about, she just destroyed that little dollhouse, and
I don't think she destroyed it.
No.
Yeah, she didn't. Sure, she pressed a button and a window opened, and she took a little figurine out of it.
oh,
Also, one of her powers should be able to assemble such a thing relatively rapidly.
yeah. Well, I guess now that we have, I think they said they were going to bring Sigrid and Astrid to the temple.
Well, she said that if we brought them to the temple, then she could take a look at them.
Oh, I thought she sent people to go get them.
No, she did not. No. Also, I feel like there is a concern here where, if you know Raven Queen, the undead are abominations to her. If you bring undead whose curse is lapsing to her, she's more likely to absolve them and burn them in fire than she is to try to resurrect them, because they were already dead.
No, because we made a deal.
Man, we didn't make that deal though. The
No,
problem is
but we
she never
have
described how she would help them.
but we have a pending deal, and we brought the item to help our friends. And
I think you're being a little naive, Nala.
I would say generous. You're being very optimistic about what will happen next.
Yes, that was some powerful hemocraft. That woman has some definite power, and I don't think it would be beyond her power to simply.
She could just
Destroy
burn their
them.
souls off. Yes, just end them right there. And again, like in her religion, those, and I don't disagree to some in some respect, but in her religion, the undead are abomination. They should be purged from this world. You don't try to preserve them. If they were already dead, you cannot bring them back to life.
I mean, that's true. But something else I was thinking about was we could get tubs of blood, and maybe it'll give us the hemocrafty.
Oh, okay. Hang
Well,
on.
that's Azaria will help out with that if he ever shows up.
As can take it. Also, if you want to bathe in baths of blood, if you are feeling like emulating this person, let me remind you that she has certain advantages you don't have. And maybe Gareth can explain better, but normally bathing in blood baths is a demon thing, not so much a mortal thing.
Oh.
And there's a price. There's always a price.
There's always. You don't need to be younger, Nala. I promise.
All right. Let's think about this rhyme. Does anybody know any ruins? Are there any ruins in town?
Well, no, I don't think we've heard of ruins before. Come to think of it, but maybe if we ask, what?
There was an older part of town with a graveyard, which we already went to. That's where we found the object in the ash. I don't know if that is the ruins or that was just.
No, that was
not the ruin
weight of Whispers Dead.
Yeah.
Well, if we go to the tavern, they have all those stories in the bricks, and I'm sure someone has seen ruins.
Okay, that's a possibility. Does anybody know where you would find some screaming people? Where voices keen.
The brothel, perhaps, or maybe a religious ceremony. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering before we leave here if maybe there's a place where mourners are.
Like a funereal sort of a place or a
Yeah, something
tribute place.
along that line, where voice is keen. Is there either that, or is there an infirmary or a hospital?
Oh, you're looking for a cemetery. We need to go find a temple. They usually bury
Well,
people around those.
or something where people suffer.
Voice is keen. Keen also means sharp, right? In common, that is. Perhaps they are just really good singers of some kind. Perhaps there is some opera or something. So
Also,
I have no
possibly at a temple.
now, you are the performance artist in this conversation. Where would you go to find voices keen?
Let's think. Other than my usual stomping grounds, a performance house, like a theater.
Well, it still rang to me like people crying. Everybody, be quiet for a minute. Can we hear anybody crying around the temple grounds?
Or even like the sound of wind that sounds like wailing, perhaps. Like, is there a place where this city makes noise?
Oh,
That's an
like
interesting
screeching buildings, old building sounds.
We could go to the older part of town and look around, but I don't know. Like
Hospitals?
hospitals. That was another part. A frozen path reveals its gleam. Where would we find a frozen path?
Is there a hill or someplace that is taller or colder? Our time is limited.
Okay. Frozen could mean a couple of different things, right? I mean, it could be referring to snow, but it also could be referring to a path that has not been moved or altered,
Mm-hmm.
like frozen in time. Like
Right.
maybe
Is
a
it-
place that
Do you believe there are sufficiently old building records to trace that back?
well, I'm wondering if there's like a place that's kind of forbidden to walk.
DM, is it cold enough outside that like water would freeze?
Yeah.
Is there a river near town?
So we go towards the map here.
Definitely a port town.
I'm thinking a river or a stream.
Oh, an ice skating rink.
I mean, there are various water sources. The major rivers are a little bit away, as far as like a 24-hour trip necessarily. But I would say, like, I mean, you could probably get to the river in a few hours, 2 or 3.
But it says a frozen path remains unseen.
A frozen path reveals its gleam.
Oh, reveals its gleam. So it has to be at a certain time of maybe when the stars are aligned perfectly or the sun is up. What do you think,
Don't really have.
Layla? Layla knows about the stars.
Does Layla know anything about dreaming?
Yes and no.
A restless dream guards one supreme. That seems like it might be metaphorical.
I guess
Yes.
we could walk around and see if we notice anything or ask around. And
So the ash pit, is that different from a local cemetery, or was the ash pit at the local cemetery?
The ash pit is how everyone's been kind of doing their dead for the most part.
Okay, but from my understanding, that was mostly a more recent one. Is there an older one? Is there a cemetery separate from the ash pit? Is what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Like an old
Okay.
catacomb, or
I mean, so what do you want to investigate? If you want to start to investigate it and start to talk to people,
Well, this is that a trying to figure out if that's a different possible location for one of the items.
Right.
So I guess if it is a separate location where a separate item would be than the one that we already found in the ash pit, then I think going there and investigating some would be a good idea. If not, then if those two locations are pretty much the same, then let's think of something somewhere else to go.
So far, we've found these at pretty separate places.
But yeah, so I'm not expecting
Yeah.
if the ash pit and the cemetery are essentially the same location, I'm not expecting two items at the same location.
Is there something about the map here that we're not thinking about? Like,
Do we have a city map
Well, I
at
think
all, or no?
there's a little bit of a what is word? What do you call disease that spread through city? What do you call thing that moves in natural way but is unpredictable?
A plague.
Plague, yes, yeah. So imagine these two children are like plague or there's a word I forget. But the idea is they had to interact with people to give them things, right? So they had to have people they liked to interact with in order to give them those things. So the idea would be if we can trace back the people they interacted with or the places they went, perhaps that makes more sense to find out where the objects are. They would not have given objects to random people. They were trying to provide to people of significance to them. So if we understand better how they thought or who they interacted with, we could probably trace back the location of the item faster.
So
wait. Yeah, no, you go right ahead. I just had a thought, but you go ahead.
do we want to head back to a tavern and do a little socializing and talk to some people?
The children are still alive. We could ask them directly if we want to. Well, alive-ish. It's a very difficult term.
They weren't doing too well. Maybe we should go back and check on them anyways. Are there any hospitals in town? Any infirmaries?
I mean, not as such. There's like healers and people who might be able, who would do some things, but
There's not a sanitarium or anything like that, or
no, nothing like that.
Even though that river is hours away, I know that we're in the port town, right? Is it, and when you say the frozen path reveals its gleam, my thinking keeps going back to there's a frozen area and a light source is revealing the path that we need to take. But it can't be the sun because the sun's going to change.
But the moon also changes, so.
But yeah, but what about like lights in the city?
Torches go out. People go to sleep.
Is there a lighthouse?
There is.
Ah,
Okay. Okay. Do
we got a
That
lighthouse.
seems like it. That seems like as good a place to go as any.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. A frozen path reveals its gleam. Maybe that's
We could use the lighthouse to find it.
maybe we climb to the top of the lighthouse and see if there's anything that reflects, that stands out.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let's head to the lighthouse then.
Estimated time and distance, just like 20 minutes away or like 20 hours away.
Yeah, more like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Cool.
Here
Let's
we
go.
go. So this is a different area of town, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And Garrus is keeping his ears out for people crying, people screaming and wailing in grief. That's where my radar's at as we're traveling.
So Nala keeps pretending to cast her voice out to make it sound like moaning and wailing.
That's a pretty cool trick, Nala.
Children.
All right. Let's see here. Give me a perception check there, Garrus.
All right. 24.
Okay. So I'm gonna put that away as you're trying as you're trying to think on that particular riddle. Now coming here, this is off of the docks, so a little outside of town ultimately, leading by a different gate than you came in, is a construction that part of it seems to be of found stone that maybe was broken and piled at different times, though there is a distinct place where, like within the construction, as it goes up, where it looks like more modern cut stone, like a Vasselheim, with masonry skill has been put on top of it to either finish it or repair it. It's hard to fully tell. As a kind of worn footpath leads in that direction, off of the footpath, there is a path that looks like it's of crushed shells, along with some that are whole, that lead up to this place. It rises 30 feet high, and you can see a combination of wood and glass at the very top.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Detect Magic. And just kind of have it up for its duration, and then I'll recast it again.
Okay. Very cool.
Would you call that path shiny?
Path shiny?
Yes.
It's not quite shiny. It's more dull, the seashells, I would say.
Damn it.
As detect magic, I would say you can see that there is an enchantment upon the path. And I think, let's see here. With yours. With abjuration magic.
What if you get rid of magic?
Depends on what it is, possibly.
I don't think we want to get rid of it.
Did you say what this abjuration was or no?
Just abjuration.
But you showed that to the group, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll share this with the group.
Abjuration is normally protective in nature. It's not usually hostile. Sometimes it can be, but not usually.
Maybe it's just enchanted so that it doesn't get washed away.
It could also be in like the paint color is so pretty. I want to keep this the same color forever. It's just stupid reasons for wizards to do wizard things.
So this path, I'm sorry. So it goes out into the ocean?
To the lighthouse.
Oh, to the lighthouse. Okay.
It's a nice path. It looks like crushed shells. Very nice. Someone took a lot of time on this, and this is an interesting building. It looks like it might have been pretty old.
Could also be a reflection of honor. If some wizard lives in lighthouse, or if someone built this for it to last, then perhaps they put in the extra effort.
Well, shall we approach?
It seems reasonable.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so we'll head down the path towards the lighthouse and approach whatever front door there is.
Okay.
And if there's a door, Garrus will walk up and knock, knock, knock.
Very good. Garrus, you can see, well, there are essentially are holes or windows in this place. You can see there is a particular shape, though it is darkened within a little bit. You can't quite see clearly them, but they seem to watch all of you as you approach. Then as you knock, there's a pause before the door is opened, and you see standing before you is 6 foot tall gentleman. Instantly, you see him as a turtle folk.
And Garrus looks way up and takes 2 steps back. And good afternoon, sir. We were hoping to take a look at the lighthouse here. I didn't know that it was inhabited.
I am the keeper, yes. I make sure all this works. How can I help you?
Well, to be brutally honest, we're a bit of adventurers, and we're on a bit of a quest. We're trying to figure out a cryptic riddle, and we wanted to take a look at the lighthouse and see if there was anything that the light beam of the lighthouse might indicate, might reflect off of, might show us.
Interesting. Scavenger hunt.
A bit, yeah. These 2 kind young girls, Astrid and Ingrid, they have set us on this hunt a little bit. We're actually searching for some items that they crafted. Have you ever met these girls?
Indeed. Come in. I'm Tomo.
Oh, I'm Garrus.
Please.
How do you know Astrid and Sigrid?
I bought something from them. Several things. I actually bought them and showed them to friends of mine, hoping to help them. But it was met with some resistance, unfortunately. Kind of looks sad.
When you say resistance, what do you mean? They didn't like these items, or they had some kind of a reaction to them?
No, my compatriots, partners were quite interested. It was their guardian, Highland. The girls who, let's just say, well, don't beat around the bush. They were several threats. They rallied clanspeople against me, and it almost caused a problem. And so we backed off, and there was nothing I really could do. Possibly, I was almost arrested for disturbing the peace. So, and sent to Vasselheim, which they don't want to go to.
Well, we're not interested in any kind of trouble like that. Actually, funny you mentioned Highland. He kind of bailed on these girls and kind of left them in a bit of a rut. Hey, Layla, you still got that vision going?
Yes, I do.
Sir,
Do I notice anything around?
Yeah, and Garrus will ask, do you have any of the items that the girls gave you?
I mean, I've only picked up one. I don't know who grabbed the other 2.
Yeah, Brynja has. We found a couple of these items, and we could show you what they're like. But we were wondering, sir, can we see the wares that the girls gave you? Asking the turtle.
Looks at you a little suspiciously. Give me a persuasion check.
11.
Hmm. I don't see why I need to share this with you.
The problem is quite simple. And again, Bernie's taking a very clinical, honest, talking to humans is a pain in the ass, but do it as short as possible perspective. The problem is simple, right? There are a number of artifacts that the children have produced, which are cursed. And if we don't remove the curse, not only will the children die a permanent death, but also woe will befall whomever carries them. So, in your interest, honestly, because we have no benefit to gain from this, we would like to find these artifacts and remove them in such a way that we can please the very angry death god that is trying to reap her revenge in order to make this all right.
And the last thing you want is an angry death god smiting you down with a curse.
She's nothing reasonable.
unbeknownst.
She's just pissed off. That's all.
Yeah, but curses are no things to be messing with. Really, we'd be doing you a boon.
Me persuasion check, I think, I guess. Or intimidation, your choice, Brynja.
Oh, that's a shit choice versus a shit choice because I suck at charisma. Hang on. Persuasion, tradition, they both suck. I'm +0 on both. Shit.
Guidance.
I'm guidance myself and then do persuasion. Because fuck it, why not?
Come on, dice.
Yeah. Dice still hate me. It's a 9 plus a d4. D4 is coming up. It's a 4. Or no, it's a 2, so it's 11.
11.
This is why you don't let Brenya negotiate. Ever.
Well, it kind of tries to absorb everything here.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
you guys don't have to lie. And she'll step forward. Hi. My name's Nala. The truth is, sir, I'm a bit of a tinkerer by trade. And some of the girls in town bully me a lot, and I thought I overheard Astrid saying that she had one of my items, and somebody's been stealing my stuff and trying to sell it around town. And we were just following up on a lead. You don't have to show us if you don't want to. I understand. It's just, I was making a present for my mom, and well, it would mean the world to me if I could at least see it. Didn't know if it was taken in here.
What does it look like?
Well, depends on which one they took. I mean, I could bore you with listing the hundreds of different trinkets I've made, but I don't know if they took that one or one of the other ones.
This would be deception disadvantage.
All right, I'll use my feature to get rid of that. Not great. Nope. Deception sucks. That's 12.
And
Wait. I'm sorry. I just realized something.
Okay.
I can re-roll that.
Okay.
I can re-roll that. Yep. I do have the ability to re-roll it. Let's try it one more time. Oh no! It's a 16.
That's better.
It's better.
Marginal.
Okay, so 16. So takes all this in. It wouldn't happen to be a small ship, would it?
One of them is a ship, but
But what? Is
I
that
just-
what you're in fact missing?
yes. Well, one of the ones I'm missing is a small ship. Yes. sir.
I don't have a ship.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm. I am do not hide. I use what I bought to save lives.
That's really noble.
So
How do you use what you bought to save lives?
What do you mean?
how about this? You all leave your armaments here at the door, and I show you.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
To be clear,
I mean,
yeah,
the only armaments I have are my shields, so that's fine with me.
And Garrus will take off his rapier and his short bow and set them down, and take out a dagger and set it down, and take off his hand crossbow and set it down. And but the silver moon dagger is tucked in the back of his waistband, and he has that completely concealed, and he's not going to set that one down.
Yeah, so this would just be a sleight of hand as you're doing this.
Yep.
Because he's fairly suspicious at this point.
26.
Okay, so he doesn't seem to say anything.
Brittany just dumps all of her sharp and stabby and shiny things. Meh, don't need that.
Soon everyone is doing this.
I'm putting up my stuff.
Yeah. All right. Here then. Let's see. Takes you up and can see in all the way up in the tower, you can see this construction of glass that's meant to reflect the light of a bonfire when lit. And next to it, you actually see what appears to be this glass globe filled with water. The water's a little dirty, and floating perfectly in it, you see a carving of a crystalline, what almost appears to be like an interpretive thing, and it has a look of like a glacier, a frozen, icy area that floats in, but you can tell that it is something that's been carved or shaped really to have this look. A great amount of detail.
Does it follow the same art pattern as all the previous carvings?
Yeah. It was yeah. Even though I do what I need, it's dangerous when I can see the ships. There's creatures that they've not yet fully hunted, and more than one ship has been sunk. And he takes this globe, and there it is attached to a glass as he blows gentle on the water, and the ice sculpture begins to gleam brightly, and that power, that gleam, shoot up into this glass refractor and out, and where the light hits, you see the water freeze.
That is an exceptional device you got there. It's definitely a cursed item, but it's incredibly useful.
Say, cursed, I have made this path of ice for wrecked ships.
What happens to the ships?
The ships? Some have sunk, some have been recovered.
Is that normal?
What do you mean?
Were they sinking a lot before?
Yes, this has always been a dangerous harbor.
What sort of this is going to sound silly. What sort of thing would you trade for that ship? The glacier, the little rock.
Kind of looks me, really. It's here. I'm not sure. You say, seems that your hope to get this is earnest enough. But within weeks, there will be people who die because I do not have this.
No, that's a fair reasoning, right? So 2 small children die if you don't turn it over, and then many more people die if you do. If this is incredibly useful for keeping sailors off the rocks, I think it's a rational choice for you to decide to abandon the children. And what happens, right?
Well, what did you do before you had this item? Before the girls gave this to you?
Oh, I watched people die.
It's a little funny actually, because the curse is from a death god. I imagine a death god would prefer to see more people die. So I feel like that is accumulating their maybe win column, perhaps.
But isn't this a lighthouse? Isn't the whole point of a lighthouse to stop ships from crashing into the rocks? Why can't you just tend to a flame at the top of the lighthouse?
That's what I do. I'm talking when they get beset by creatures and other dangers, the weather. And there's plenty of things I can see as ships go down. The harbor isn't the safest place.
Mm.
This does reveal the rocks, though. I came here to hope to see something, but I have not seen it yet.
Which thing are you hoping to see?
There are rumors of giants that sail the seas. And even a giant series of islands of their kin. And I've been hoping to see one. I have business.
I think you may be on the wrong ocean, perhaps. Everything I've heard about the giants in the sea is far south and east of here. This place. Never mind. I read at some point in a book that there was a group of giants that hung out in foggy islands or coastal places much to the south and east of us.
Well, that is why I came, and why I agreed to the post, so that I might see these ships.
But you've not seen a single one. No giant ship so far. And how long have you been here?
A year.
It's not a terrible tenure.
Oh, so saving these lives has become a bit of a I guess made me think I don't waste my time.
Reasonable choices. I don't disagree.
You're saying those girls would die?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
We have maybe 24 hours to end this curse, or worse things happen.
We've got to find 7 cursed items. We've found 3 of them already. This would be the 4th. Very clearly, it's what we're looking for. Did you pay the girls for this?
Indeed. But
Is that the issue?
the issue is the lives that I save.
But mm,
I don't think it's an unreasonable position. I think paying you off for it would be maybe the wrong answer. Killing you also the wrong answer. Destroying it also the wrong answer. Like there is no good outcome here.
could we borrow it? Bring it back to you? Take it for 24 hours?
Yeah, less than a day.
Works. That may be reasonable. The story, you're trying to find multiple objects from these girls.
Specifically
Yeah.
crafted by them under the curse. The curse, the fact that they resonate with magic in such a way is very obvious to us when we look.
Then how is this? I will... You give me a time, and I will meet you by this, where they used to work. Because I saw this morning that it was gone. And I will bring it. And if the story proves to be true, I will be bringing my own friends as well. But if the story proves to be true, I can hand it over. Is this acceptable?
I think so. Does anybody object?
I don't object. I just want the timing zone to work out around. I think we are racing against clock, as they say.
Well, I guess that just means that we come back here last.
And I can offer you my ceremonial scimitar. It's not worth much, but it's a token of loss or regret. And never mind, it doesn't matter.
Now that is something I would entertain if you give me a magical item to keep. I'm willing to do that. And should you bring back this magical object, then you can have it back. That's not a bad thing.
On my person, the most valuable thing probably is a very rare potion of healing, or the vial of dust claws, which I cannot replace.
Is this a superior healing?
No, it's a regular healing. I'm
It
just
was a regular potion of healing. Okay.
bullshit.
All right.
If
there's nothing to trade, then I'll have to see the children when there's the problem. Yes.
I also have a vial that you should never open, and you probably will not understand, but you can carry it in escrow. I have this vial of what is called dusted paws from a creature we defeated called Ngatra. It is very dangerous. You should never open it, but you could hold it if you want to.
What is this from? Because I can't hear you quite.
Ngatra. This is the dusted claws from the death of Ngatra.
Okay. Kind of hears this. All right. I'll get another persuasion check.
If I can guidance myself, it's 21.
Oh, okay. That would do well. I hope. I best not find out that you are lying to me.
Again, we mean no ill. We will return to you right. We're not trying to pull wool over eyes. And then shut the giggles. Let's do detect thoughts. Does he believe me?
Detect thoughts. The basic thing on his mind is it's one of these that I'd rather not be responsible for the death of two girls.
Aha.
And I can always kill them later if they're BSing me.
Aha.
It's
So
just, it's kind of not so much belief, but it is enough to give him like I'd rather not be stubborn-hearted and have two people die.
Right. So he thinks he has the upper hand, right?
Mm-hmm. And then, as he takes this, he actually is thinking of putting it near something he calls he thinks of Amnon's cursed tablet.
Any more than that?
No, it's just what's on his mind.
So he's got some apparently collection of weird fucking shit that came across his path.
Yeah.
Well, and on that note, has my detect magic pinged anything other than, I guess, what has it pinged?
It definitively pinged this object in the water.
Okay. Anything else in the area?
No.
Okay.
But if it is agreeable, here's the vial of dust of falls from Ngithra. Please do not open it. It will probably kill you. I will come back from it later.
Nods. And he will take this out of the water and give it to you.
So we now have the little floating glacier as our prize.
Indeed. And you see as you walk out, again, kind of somewhat nonchalantly, he stops on the second floor and will open up a cabinet. And as he does, there's like, I would say right away, Layla, there are several magical objects in this cabinet.
Let's give me detect thoughts. Does he have feels about those things in the cabinet, or are they just like toys?
He views it as a collection of pride, like he has a lot of pride in. I would say, Nala, as he opens it, there is your skin grows taut, like you feel your skin tightening, and then you begin to sweat. And then a deep chill as the sweat freezes and falls off.
What is Turtledude doing as this is happening?
He's opening up a cabinet and he's putting this Angacho thing inside and he's closing the cabinet. And in fact, at the same time, my gosh, sorry, things go out of my head here. Jalen's character pukes.
Azariah pukes.
Azariah pukes.
Whoa.
And kind of looks, very disgusted, and he goes, let me get to mop, and he like kind of locks the cabinet and quickly starts to go downstairs to get a mop.
Okay, if he's downstairs, I am jumping up on Azariah's shoulders and trying to unlock the cabinet.
Alright.
The cabinet is filled with several magical items.
Alright, so Yeah, we need to call we'll do about a 7-minute business break here,
Okay.
Yep, you got it.
and then we will.
I'm thinking murder. I'm thinking murder.
Alrighty. Very cool. Cool. So, there's not a lot of time here, but I know Garrus is jumping, trying to lockpick this. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. As he scrambles off downstairs, Garrus is very quietly trying to scramble up and lockpick this locked cabinet.
Okay. Very cool.
And as I'm doing this, I'm also listening very, very intently for him coming back.
Okay. So as you push in here, I would say at the same time, Layla, you are able to see magic on the cabinet. And Garrus, you begin struggling and you seem to be unable to pick the lock.
Aha. Okay. He's got a magic lock or something. Damn it. What was it? Azariah just puked everywhere. That can't be good.
Which, yeah, Layla, that would be abjuration magic as well.
I can do something to get rid of the magic, but he will definitely know.
Are we ready for that step? Are we ready for this confrontation?
I got a weird feeling from this guy, and he's got an awful lot of weird shit in there. That makes me really question things.
So you're willing to attack?
I'm always willing to attack. I have no allegiances except to you guys.
Indeed.
But
You all have fun. I'm getting out of here.
okay.
My goal is to save these girls. If you all want to dick around in here and try to go after this guy after we just made a deal,
Yeah,
that's on you.
That's we can leave.
yes, that makes sense. Okay,
We
Let
can
us-
we can leave.
let's go.
Always come back.
I love that Child Knowledge just was like.
No.
That was awesome.
You
Okay.
said we can always come back. We've proven already with Highland that we can't always come back.
Just,
That's
one more
true.
item, right?
We have the item. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
we got that one.
for
We got
now.
4 of them.
Yes.
And we need
so
one more?
Let's make our. We need 2 more, 3 more.
3 more.
3 more. I thought it was 5.
Seven.
That's
Lucky
7?
7. Lucky
We have a total of 7, so we still need Ruin, Voices Keen, and Restless Dream.
Oh, I thought 2 of those were the same. Okay,
Nope.
so what? Hold on. What are the lines again?
Alright.
Oh.
So just for story, you've walked out.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
we're,
I'm getting out of here.
we're
we've-
leaving.
We've made an
Cool.
embarrassed
And you're talking
exit.
as you leave. I just want to
Yeah.
kind of give us the scene. So we're
So the first is kept where shadows play. That was the pink dancer in the grove. That one was found. Number 2 is a ruin holds the next decay. That one we haven't found yet. Number 3 is a spire tall hides one unseen. That was the little raven in the tower. 4, another rest where voice is keen. That's one we haven't found. 5, a frozen path reveals its gleam. That's the one we just got. Number 6, a restless dream guards one supreme. Don't have. And number 7, the final waits where none dare tread beneath the weight of whispers dead. And that was the one in the ash pit that me and Brynja found.
Okay, so out of all these, interestingly, okay, so if we're dealing with the decay one, I mean, it's definitely got something to do with ruins. We've talked about that one all over the place. The Restless Dream one, I feel like we haven't really dissected too much.
Yeah, that one's the most riddly.
But it might not be. We got to think about it like a restless place, like a place that never sleeps, like a partying place, like an inn, right?
Yeah, that would make sense as well. But aren't there There's at least a couple different inns, isn't there?
Yeah, but we
But-
just got to think about what's supreme, right? Or somebody very important who runs one of them or who visits one of them.
Wait, what about the
Well,
um,
I think it would be a case of the inn itself is protecting it based on the wording of it.
Maybe.
Well, one supreme. What about the the guy that we were talking to before? The grand what's his title?
So
Missionary.
I think
The
I
grand
think
missionary.
The what?
The Grand Missionary, the person who
Oh,
The guy
him?
from Vasselheim that we were talking to, could he be one supreme?
I don't know if it's hiding him there.
Ooh, but it would be guarding one supreme.
Guarding him.
So I think
Where's he staying?
He's not staying there. He would be still at. I believe they had a place for him set up. That's Herbert, right?
Yeah, Herbert. Yeah. I forgot you were on a first name basis with him.
apparently.
Okay, so we've got the Broken Hearth Inn, run by Farron and Fargo. I know there was at least one other inn, but it wasn't one we ever went to.
Do we want to maybe go back and talk to the girls and see if there were any inns that they visited often?
It
Wait,
seems
wait,
most
wait,
like-
wait. I just thought of something. Okay, the wording. Remember Clan of One?
Yes.
What if it's talking about him?
Which part is talking about Plan of One?
Okay, so the restless. Okay, it said the restless what? The restless sleep.
a
The-
restless dream guards one supreme.
Yeah, he's like ancient. I mean, he's been around forever. He's older than the clans themselves.
Do we want to
I
go
mean, we
see
know
him?
where to
GM is
find
not
him.
sure why you think that.
That's what he
Right.
told us.
Eh.
I'm not sure when he would have said that.
I feel like you are picking up.
So in other
pieces.
words, he's saying you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're barking
His-
up the wrong tree here.
It says his clan was from when the clans ruled. Okay, I'm sorry, not before the clans, but when they all ruled together.
Yeah.
And they
So
built
I
a
think-
city.
So he was talking about his general history and that
Yeah.
he's the last of a line, not
Oh.
that he was there before. And
That is not what I thought he said.
that's totally okay. That's why I don't want to have you guys chase up something that's just not there. So
Perfect.
Well, I think it's. Is there has there been mention of a place in town that is old and run down that one could possibly say is ruined?
It might be like a rundown
decay.
area, like a seedy area.
Yeah,
Frequently, an old city has an older dead town.
yeah.
Rome's a-
That's what I'm thinking. Is there had to have been at some point in time we've run across something. I'm also.
I was wondering the same thing. Is there a large ruin in the town? Is there a ruined building or a ruined temple or anything like that?
Temple. Yep. Again, Rome and Athens both have one.
And if we don't know, I know where we could find out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end, they have the bricks, right?
Mhm.
Like they're collecting stories from people, and they put all the stories on bricks, and they use the bricks to build the inn. So, I mean, that's their whole thing. Is that you're in this place that's got all these stories from all these people who've traveled by. We're bound to find something on the wall.
I contributed a brick too.
okay. Let's go check out the bricks, I guess. That's as good a lead as any. I say we either go check out the bricks or we go talk to the girls.
Both are fine answers.
Yeah, I think if we go talk to the girls, we need to figure out, like, like, okay, have you sold something to,
Well, we can
Somebody-
be specific. We can show them what we found.
We can literally say, we found this here, we found that there. What
There
else
are
did you say?
3 more things that you made.
Wait, weren't they in like a really bad way when we went to go speak
Uh-huh.
to them? They
And
weren't even
didn't-
able to communicate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the girls haven't really been able to give you much information. So this is...
But I wonder maybe if we bring some of these items back to them, will it help them to recover any? Will it bolster their energy any? I don't know. It might.
Well, I
be
think
worth checking
we
on them.
did already talk to him after we'd found the first one, and it kind of led us to the where Shadows Play
Mhm.
is.
Yes,
for
we've
us.
never got people without them yet, for sure.
Yeah. So
So yes, I would say if you give the girls something that like a thing that they can potentially confirm or deny, that is something they're not necessarily going to offer up a thing.
Okay.
If that makes sense, kind of
Yeah.
like, do you remember something
Yep.
here? They might go, oh yeah. Like if you would talk to Lighthouse, they might have gone, right, Tomo. That is possible. You need to give them that. Their brains aren't somewhere where they're going to recall of
Okay.
all the things that they sold.
right,
if
we
you're
need to
going,
give
like-
them like, hey, have you sold something to a guard? Okay. Yeah.
Or God,
I sold
yeah,
one to-
God, that's a bit general, but yeah.
Yeah, but
You're on
it's-
the right track. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to find out information, and if we still can't figure it out ourselves, then we take our information and ask them, and the information should hopefully jog their memory enough to give
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
that last bit.
For now.
Okay. So do we want to go check out this inn? I'm kind of intrigued. I don't think I've been to that inn yet.
No, you've been to that inn.
It's the inn we've been staying
It's the
at.
same
Oh.
inn we've been staying.
I haven't been paying attention.
You've had drinks there. I'm not sure you've slept there.
That's probably why I haven't been paying attention.
You had enough drinks there. You may not recall if you slept there.
Well,
Once I get to the inn, I just kind of shut it off a little bit.
Right. It's all past tense at that point.
Yep.
I could use some milk.
Milk. Ugh.
All right, so we're heading back to the inn,
Yes.
and when we get back there, I'll go ahead and Rachel will cast detect magic.
In her mind, Layla hears from Brenya, do you feel like we're like on a goose chase or something? Like, I feel like there are a number of leads here that I'm not fully understanding, or at least like not quite following. Your mind is usually alien to me, but this may be a perfect use for your cunning perspective.
I'm doing my best to try to figure it out, but I don't know. Just because I was given the riddle does not necessarily mean I'm good at them.
Not unreasonable. The encounter at the spire was very strange. These new gods, they are perplexing to me.
I'm not sure what the difference at the core is between the new and the old.
Maybe there's none. We'll see.
None of the poems have anything to do with braided hair, right?
No?
Well, I've been carrying around this lock of braided hair for a really long time, and I still haven't figured out what to do with it. Like a quest item in a video game I've had since level 1.
It's very possible that's what it is.
Are you sure that that's not the source of your curse?
No, it's not.
Okay,
Found
'cause
it.
it sounds awfully like a
I
cursed
found it
item.
long after that.
Okay.
Well, is it red hair?
Well,
Like
it's part
fur
of it
from
is
the wolf things?
yeah, it's like blue with pink.
Oh, blue is pink. Oh, that's a different thing. Wait, don't you have like some blue hair
Who?
now?
Me?
Oh no, not you. Somebody does.
Well, anyway, I don't think it
somebody
really
that
matters.
has to deal with I don't know.
Yeah, I was just checking.
So if we're back at the inn, Garrus is gonna grab a beer and.
No, we Garrus, we're still working.
But if I'm gonna sit here and
we
read
are
the
working.
wall,
We
I
are
don't-
working
it's
I
just
don't see a
one.
reason why we can't drink and work at the same time.
because
Yes.
Exactly.
so far
Cool.
every time he has had one, he has had 17.
Hmm. As I remind you, I typically run my rituals of the old god, the oldest gods, in fact, mostly half drunk on meat.
Nala slams her glass down. I'll take a milk. Chocolate.
Another milk.
Anyway, does my
but-
detect magic ping anything?
Okay, so you're in the general inn. You having detect magic up. Yeah, no, this has really nothing of note necessarily. I mean, some people in here seem to have like a magic cloak here or there, furs, but as far as something that really kind of hits your attention here,
All right.
uh,
And,
the one
I'm-
person with a amulet on that would cause your attention because it very specifically is abjuration. It's a jeweled amulet, gold with a red ruby in the center. So very clearly not like something the kids would make, but more the Svartalfheimian type of structure of magic that you're not used to. Sit, and they do look particularly very deep. You can see that there are currently 7 empty mugs around them, and they are drinking an 8th. But other than that,
Do they appear to be afflicted by the brown bottle problem? Like, are they actually drunk, or are they just like flopping?
just give me an insight check.
You got it. 2 seconds. Womp womp. That's gonna be need 24.
24. They seem trying to like drown everything in the alcohol.
Right. So they're like
They're here
he-
to.
he drinks and try to obliterate themselves.
Yeah.
Do they have weapons on?
They have a white robe that covers. If they do have a weapon, it would be under their vestments here.
Is it the robe of like a wizard or a priest or some sort of like?
It would be a
functionary?
priestly robe, specifically of Palor.
Hey, Lord. Okay. I will mention in passing that appears to be a very drunk priest of Palor over there. Please don't start something. Among the new gods, Palor is not known for being violent, but it's not guaranteed.
maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Why would you ever want to introduce yourself? Nala, please. Always with the friendly, but why?
Well, I mean, we're trying to find information. That's why.
So tell me how the god of light would be helpful in this particular moment.
Because the god of light is the one who wakes people up from dreams. And if you're not waking up, then you're quite restless.
If you're not waking up, you're dead.
That too?
Like, I see where you're going. I just don't quite grok where you're planning to be. That is all. I would just say leave poor dumb bastard alone. Let him drown himself in his worries because he apparently has something to be very worried about.
I would look at the bartender. Excuse me. Hello.
Oh, it's you!
Yep, that's me.
Enjoying your milk?
Oh, I am. Thank you. I had a question. I was really curious because I'm looking at going into the hospitality industry one day. Does your establishment have like one room that you have for like the highest, biggest clientele?
no. We've got the 5 rooms, little one.
So there's not like a secret room where you put like the really special guests.
Someone's staying here. They're not that special.
Okay, well, just checking. Have you ever heard a story about a restless dream and someone of great importance?
Can't say that I have.
Ooh, I want to insight that. I want to see if he's telling me the truth. With my 7.
Read.
Okay. Good.
So there are stories written on the bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Garrus is going to take a drink in hand and begin putting his investigative powers to use and reading bricks and looking for, particularly, he's reading quickly and scanning, looking for the word ruins, looking for the word restless or dream. Basically scanning through and reading as much as I can and scanning for mentions of keywords from the clues.
Sure. So Garrus, you begin going towards that. As you do that, I would say, Berinia, you see and Layla, I guess, see this drunken priest type person give a real crazy look to Nala and then start going towards the door.
Why would this priest be giving a crazy look to Nala?
It was right after her conversation.
I am not following because I am fucking tired. What you got?
It was something that she said.
Again, I'm super tired. I'm not following.
And, okay, so
Nala, what'd you
You-
say?
you might have overheard Nala asking the bartender if they knew a story about someone who was restless and of something of a person of great importance.
Yeah, restless in dreams.
Like a dreams, and yeah, she was basically asking those keywords.
Right.
And this guy seems to have gotten up and noticed
Got-
this and
gotten
is
uncomfortable.
failing.
Right. Can I walk to intercept the priest of Pale on the way out the door?
You absolutely can. As he kind of looks, it's not that hard. He's very wobbly.
Friend, I am confused. You seem uncomfortable, uneasy. Can I sit you down for a moment and ask you about your life? You seem like you have a very interesting perspective.
What? You can have persuasion with advantage because he's very susceptible to suggestion right now.
You got it. Persuasion with advantage. Womp and rolled. I am so good at dicing, mate. Guidance myself, maybe. Best case, probably not. But 8 plus 4 is a 12. I suck.
For 12. Okay.
That's
With a 12, with advantage here, he, no, I need to get the guard.
Get the guard. Why? Why do you feel like you need the guard? Did someone do something harmful? Is something wrong?
We need to know. We need to know. And kind of goes, no, we need the guard to.
To what? Explain. What is going wrong? Why are you confused? I would like to help you. You seem very upset.
Yeah. She knows things she shouldn't. We need to get her. Whoever let this slip will be punished.
Who let what slip?
All right. So at this point, he's gonna. Are you forcibly keeping him here at this point?
No, I'm not holding him back. I'm just trying to like
Okay.
ask him as he goes.
So in this part of the conversation, he's definitely getting past and starting to go outside. He's going to start to raise his hand for the guards, which is fine if you want that to happen. But just he's definitely has kind of drunken insistence on getting out there.
Quick. Let me spells. Nope. Back of my head, what would he be summoning the guard for? Like what? Like blasphemy is not a crime in this jurisdiction, as I recall. Like what?
Yeah, you don't think like it's not for breaking a crime. Like I don't know. Give me an insight check.
You got it. Jesus Christ, 26.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I'll just tell you straight. This is like there's been a leak of information.
But from who to who?
He apparently to Nala. From his point of view, she knows something she shouldn't, and he needs to silence it.
Is he still trying to leave, or have we successfully stopped?
He's leaving. He's not
Okay.
going.
I'm going to, as subtly as possible, cast a spell Lost on him.
All right, tell us what that does.
I attempt to confuse and confound a creature's sense of direction. Target must make a Wisdom saving throw. If the saving throw fails, spell removes all memory of particular locations, landmarks, and routes for the duration of the spell, which is 1 hour. Even well-known ones, such as locations within a city, a home forest, and well-known hills and roads. So in other words, I want to make it so that he can't find his way back to the guards, even if he does get away.
Yeah. And what's your spell save?
19.
Okay, yeah.
Or 17, sorry.
Oh, 17?
Sorry.
Cool. I did give him disadvantage because he's very
Drunk.
up
Okay.
anyway. So this kind of just pushes the edge, and I see kind of pauses right as he gets to the door. I think that's how he's trying to figure out where to go to get the card.
That's what I was going for.
So he does
Dude.
seem to have done kind of the trick here.
I'm so missing playing Building the Broken, the dwarf mage that specialized in memory spells, because man, this could be super useful right now. Holy crap.
So while that was, I know, Garrus, you were looking at the wall.
Yeah,
And you
I
were
was
scanning for ruin, you said?
for
And what
for some of the keywords. There's 3 left, so I was looking for like the word ruin, the word keen or voices, and restless dream. Looking for scanning basically.
Okay. So in that case, the tales on the board, one does speak of a place within the kind of huts, the fur huts, that get your head because they call it the Ruined Hope.
The ruined hope.
Yeah, and a lot about avoiding it if you want to be like a true person, and the stories there is of people being ruined by being there.
And this is in like one of the rundown areas of town.
Yeah. The other thing that would get you is the Wailing, the Wailing Caves.
Oh. Guys, have you ever heard of the Wailing Caves?
I'm asking about this. Anyone here would be able to tell you about it being to the north of town, though it being so there's an entrance north of town for a few hours, but also there's a path that leads a little quicker to it. They say from the sewers.
Oh.
That there's talks about how it was, or people will tell you it was uncovered during some of the construction of the Vasselheim area, where they were digging and actually making sewers. Because this place doesn't have sewers, at least the tribal area.
Yeah.
And as they made that, they like discovered a place, but this and people have ghost stories about that and whatever. But those are two things that you pick up on, I would say.
Hey, guys, I got 2 leads, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place in the huts, I think it was. I'm not too familiar with town, but and I'll tell everybody what the DM said there. But it looks like there's one. There could be one in this in the rundown place of town, and then the Wailing Caves.
When you say wailing caves, you don't mean looking for whales. You're saying the caves that make wailing noises. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's probably where Voice is keen.
That put the line nicely.
Yeah. Do we want to head to check on the ruin first?
Seems reasonable. Is everyone healthy? Is everyone
Oh,
reasonably not flea bitten?
Yes. I mean, we haven't done any fighting since this morning.
Yeah,
Or since
exactly.
last night.
So we're not going to follow up on that whole Restless Dream situation.
I mean, probably. But for the next hour, he's not gonna know where to go.
Far as the
So-
Wailing Caves.
But it definitely does sound like the guards probably know somebody, or at least the worshippers of Palor.
The guys
That's
from
what I'm saying.
Vasselheim probably know something.
Maybe we sit him down and we talk to him.
Want to go chase him down?
I don't think he's gone anywhere, has he?
Probably bumbling around outside.
He's bubbling right now, kind of just trying. He's kind of at the door trying to figure out what to do. So we've been spent while all these happened, and it's been the sequence of events is a little fun, but it's all good. He's basically at the door.
All right. I at least want to know what, because listen, I mean, if he's going to go report this, then maybe I can talk him out of it.
He's gonna report this. You guys didn't tell me that. I'm gonna go over to the guy at the door and,
Hold on,
sir,
hold on.
sir.
Hey,
Wait,
what? I'm going to go handle this.
Oh, okay. Well,
When you say
I'll
handle,
butt out.
it doesn't always go well.
What? Go ahead, handle this.
Okay. Now it's got to go up to this guy.
I reserve the right to polymorph him into a frog.
Garrus is standing back with a hand on his hip, watching Nala as Nala walks past and just kind of observing.
so now he kind of looks at you.
This poor,
Yeah.
sad priest of Elor, right?
Excuse me.
You, yes. What do you know of dreams?
Well, that's just it. I don't really know anything. I just overheard some people talking about it, and I don't know. I just
Ooh.
thought it. Well, I'm not sure. I could probably take you to them, but to be honest with you, I was curious what you knew.
Nothing.
Nothing? I mean, I don't know anything either. But,
You said you heard. You will take me to who? Take me to who told you these
Yes.
things.
yeah. Yeah, we will. Absolutely. Okay, just wait right here, and then we'll come get you. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to walk back. Okay, I handled it. We're going to take him with us to the Wailing Caves.
Well, why would we do this? This makes no sense at all.
Well, because that way, we can talk to him on the way there, and
And
we'll get it. We'll figure out the information.
then we're responsible for his death. Yes? No?
Well,
Jeez.
there's no reason to believe it's going to be dangerous. None of these other
Wait a
places are
second.
dangerous.
Wait a second. We don't even know where the Wailing Caves are yet.
Maybe we could ask him. Oh wait.
Explain to me again how this is going to work.
Okay. Hold on. I got this figured out. Hold it. I'll be right back. All right.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'll go back to the guy. Okay. Listen. I'm worried. I'm scared. Okay, because I feel like there's been a lot of things happening all at once, and all I was doing was trying to find something out. And now, I don't want you to think I'm a bad person or anything.
I don't think you're bad. I want to know where and who told you.
Okay. Well, I will help you there if you can tell me where you heard, because I told you that I heard it, and I don't know how you know about it. Is it from Paylor?
No. Why? No. You make no sense. It don't make sense. I just need to know. What did you specifically hear?
Okay. What I heard.
Wait a second. Well, hold on. Why are you so goddamn interested in what we heard? What we heard is none of your business.
You just came talking to me.
Yeah, because you seem awfully interested. You seem maybe we heard from the same people you did. You seem awfully concerned.
Yeah. Though under effects of law spell, he does leave the bar now and just starts. He's in the streets, kind of going, "Guards, where's the guards?" And kind of moving. That's what he starts to do.
This guy is useless. He's too drunk to be of any help.
Wait a
And
minute.
if he's gonna call the guards, they're not gonna believe him anyways. He's a bumbling idiot.
No, he's not.
But he knows something, and that might be enough to give us a lead. If he knows something, then the people in Vasselheim know something.
Wait a minute. We're thinking
Bartender
about-
will quickly say, if he tells the guards to arrest you, they will arrest you.
Exactly. I got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get our chance.
I'm following just in case. I have a backup plan to get him to shut up.
Okay. I want to help you, and I want you to help me. Okay. I don't know. There's a lot of suspicion jumping around all the place, and I'm just curious because here's the thing: I got two friends that I think are going to die if I don't solve this riddle.
Interesting. Give me a persuasion check.
Uh, 18.
15. I'll kind of pause. Are they dreaming too?
So you're experiencing it?
No.
Well, I don't know if they're experiencing it, but I have a feeling that they could have done something to try and either make it better or might have accidentally made it worse. Do you know the names Astrid?
Sigrid.
Sigrid.
I
Sigrid.
don't know these people.
Fair enough. Well, they made
I only came here looking for Nala.
for Nala?
Yes.
Well, I'm Nala.
You're the child, not the
Oh,
one.
the other Nala. Yeah. What? I can help you find her. I'm pretty sure. I mean, usually at night she's running
I know
missions.
her. We can send her a message.
I could have her meet you somewhere when she gets back in town. Why? Do you know her?
I didn't know she left.
Oh, no, she's coming back because she's still performing at the inn. The reason why I was performing the other day is because, well, she needed to take the night and go handle the situation to help somebody. And she said she'd come right back. She's supposed to be back probably tonight,
Just
maybe
tell
early in the
her
morning.
Herbert needs her.
Herbert? Yeah. Easy, no problem. And I assume she knows where Herbert is.
Yes, she's met with him before.
Okay, no problem. I'll pass along the message. I'll make sure she gets it.
Okay. Kind of shakes his head and wanders somewhere because he doesn't know where he's going.
Okay, I smile and I go back to the group. I figured it out, guys. See? Okay, so whenever I become tall again, I can go help out Herbert.
Herbert needs help.
Apparently.
I think he might be the one supreme.
Mhm. He's being hidden somewhere in a dream, maybe.
Well, do we want to head to the ruins first,
Yeah,
since it's
yeah.
still in town?
Yeah, and also because I haven't turned back yet, so it's kind of pointless for me to go right now.
By the way, how long is it gonna be till you turn back?
Oh, you know, sometimes minutes, sometimes hours, days, weeks, years, who knows.
Oh,
But I have a really good feeling about this one.
I feel like this is driven by your emotional state. Like you are who you are based on how you feel. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. Like if I get to go beat somebody up, I feel like I can become big again.
okay.
I'm gonna go walk up and kick Nala in the shins.
Ow! No! Ow! That's not how it works.
It was good.
Ow.
Right? It wasn't the wrong concept. The concept was good.
Did that in the middle of the street? Kicked some kid in the leg.
Yes, I mean, I'm not a huge person myself, but this feels like more of a local brawl, like a disagreement, perhaps, at the might stop.
Yeah, it's just a method I learned from the giants. And
It's not personal. I just wanted to fight.
don't worry, I'm sure we'll find something to fight. They're in those, those mountains or those caves of howling or whatever.
Sometimes my beast instinct gets ahead of me. I want to be a angry cat or wolf. Sometimes it's not you, it's me.
All right. So let's do this cave since we bought ourselves some time, and they're not going to report us.
Well, we could go to the caves, or we could go to the rundown area of town and see about this ruined hut that everybody wants to stay out of.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, Sigrid and Astra didn't give me anything, did they?
No.
Didn't think so. Just checking.
Well, you might have gotten stuff, but these seem to be special things that they had done.
Yeah, I just
Like,
wanted
they
to
made a
make
bunch of
absolutely
things. It's
sure.
just these particular ones were different.
All right.
I say that we go and check out the ruin first and see if we can find that, and then maybe there's supposed to be a path to the caves through the sewers. So maybe if we head over to the Vasselheim section,
we can check out the cave in the sewers, and when we're all done in the cave, we can go and pay Herbert a visit.
Sounds good.
Yes, let's.
We got this.
Garrus will start leading everybody to the rundown area of town and start looking for this ruined hut.
That's good.
And Brynja will extend her senses, as she always does, in all directions to see if there's something weird or unusual happening around her at any interval. Just it's like it's more of like she's a sense after being in the forest for too long of something is not quite right here.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So, then I would say, we'll do Brynja and Super and Garrus. We can go ahead and do survival checks, please.
Got it.
I suck at survival.
22.
12.
Okay. So, pushing now deep into the tribal area. You find that after a few rows of the huts, things begin to go further down. You're finally about more than 2,000 feet away from the prop of Vasselheim where the Vasselheimians made their area. And that is where the thick furs grow more to thin leathers of the areas. Things are much more run down, and there seems to be just no sense of the commerce and the joy that is in the other places of Sionis. People here are more starving. You see them on meat that seems to have gone rancid, that they are trying to find pieces of to eat.
So we're now in the Narrows, right? Like this is the place where people are now scrounging for food and making much more of a fight to get like bread.
Yeah, and they're sickly. And a good portion into this now is even the curve of the land takes you where you can even barely see the top of the All God Spire. You see much of the huts kind of stop, and there is like sickly heather shrubs, and even some like young and struggling trees, vegetation within the mud, and a few trails, and you can see what look like large stone pillars from where you are now, about another 1,000 feet. And within the trees are hung what amount to just like trash, almost like things that like they're carved, they're marked, but they're almost like waste, as though people wouldn't actually put like nice pieces of wood or anything that would be valuable here. The true scraps.
Any indications of return to the older gods, like the idea that the ground itself is nourishing us, or that the trees are trying to feed us? Like, is there like a druidic sense of people are aware that they are building their lives on top of an ecology, or it's just like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah. I would say this from looking, the symbols on here are they clearly are Druidic? Just like words that don't quite make sense, like almost a Druidic slang. In a dialect that doesn't quite make any sense to you, and trying to like draw power from concepts like poverty, despair, and waste
Mm.
versus life and nature and vibrancy.
I will say honestly, between us, the walking the living, this place is sick. This place is in a unnatural state.
Well, the rhyme did say a ruin holds the next decay. Oh shit! I just rhymed. Yeah. It certainly seems decayed.
This is exceptional, though. This is done new problem. I don't see this in normal societies. Something in this land is poisoned or sick or in some way broken.
Cursed.
I'm telling you what I'm feeling. Your words are accurate. This place, it makes me like I should leave. I can't stay here. There must be some object, something here that makes it such starved relative to a healthy climate or biome. Where is it? Layla, could you please look around and tell me if you can find
Yes.
something?
Sorry,
That is-
detect magic. I had my mic up. I was saying stuff, just forgot I had my mic up.
And Garrus will start looking around and looking for anything resembling the work of the girls and looking for this cursed hut, this ruin, kind of at the epicenter, I imagine.
Excuse me.
Okay. So you have detect magic up, and so you're just starting to openly explore this area.
Yeah.
And Brittany's on the back foot, confused, concerned, ready to cast a counterspell at some point. Like she's ready for some kind of an ambush at this point. It feels so unnatural for her.
I should give me a perception check then, Brynja.
You got it. 2 seconds. My pass was 24. My active is oh fuck. 10.
Was that a nat 1?
The worstest.
Was that a nat 1?
Wasn't that one? Yes.
Re-roll it.
Oh shit! Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. 14, 23.
23. Okay. So you see this girl maybe looking like she's 13 years old, hiding amidst some of the trees here as you guys are moving more towards the upper center. She's very sneakily, she's doing a good job actually of moving and not being seen. But you are able to detect her. She seems to be watching, and she is armed with a very sharp dagger, making decisions and keeping track of you. At the same point, you can see her looking up and at a hawk that flies above occasionally, as she seems to be tracking all of you.
Does she seem to be wary of concern about the hawk, or is she communicating with the hawk?
Feels more like communication.
What's the hawk look like? Is it normal size hawk or is it bigger? Like
Oh, normal.
so she is in communication with the hawk. Cool, awesome. She's human. She's fey. She's elven.
From here, humanish.
Ish.
There's a lot of variations from this distance. Like, she's humanoid definitively. Much else is going to be a little hard. Because she's keeping distance from you.
60 feet, 30 feet.
I would say about 60 here.
Any reason to believe she's hostile in some way?
Yeah, give me a insight check.
You got it. Dirty 20.
So, dirty 20. Yeah, potentially. She views you as people. She could be hostile. She could turn very quickly.
Let's see.
But also, I would say you get kind of sense she's not going to attack 4 or 5 people by herself.
I will look in her direction and just say clearly, eye to eye, child, we are not hostile. We don't mean to do any kind of harm. We are passing through. Don't assume or believe we're causing you some sort of difficulty. We are simply on our way to a different problem.
She kind of starts as you notice her. And stops and don't come any closer.
I'm not, don't. Your space is your space. I don't care. Also, you're a bird. It's fine.
She gives a whistle and it starts to fly quickly to the epicenter. Or away from where you are. She goes, glad you like it.
It's very pretty. I appreciate it very much. But we are not in conflict. You can just relax.
She appears to be 13 or 14. And
You look like me when I started my training a long time ago. I perhaps feel a little nostalgic, but I think you may overestimate your concern. We are not harmful to you.
Do we see her?
now that you're talking, yeah.
Okay, I just wave.
Hello, young one. You wouldn't happen to know Astrid and Ingrid, would you?
No.
Okay. We're simply trying to help out 2 young girls, somewhat like yourself. And we're just passing through, as my friend said.
My name's Nala.
May we continue on our way?
They're not here, your friends.
Meaning the forest is empty, or they're just not here?
I don't know those names. They're not among us.
Which us is this? Is what I'm asking.
I would say we'll do a group persuasion check since everyone's kind of in on this.
Can I cast guidance on somebody that needs it?
19.
I'll take one.
Namely me.
No. 9.
So 19.
9.
Natural 1. I get to
Three.
reroll that, right?
Yep, re-roll it.
17.
Gorgeous.
29.
Ooh.
Fuck.
She comes closer. And just kind of nods now. You seem like you're just people with a Worm Hollow pack.
Oh. Well, that's a cool dagger.
Let's see. Listen, I don't know. I don't know where your friends are or what you're here for. What are you actually here for?
We're here to help my friends.
That's not an answer.
My friends made something. And we believe it might be here.
We're looking
And-
for an item. Yeah.
We need to get it so that it can save them. And just return it to them.
Did you bring something to trade?
Hopefully. I don't really know what you need or want, but we'd like to
Well,
talk
what do you
about
have?
it. Well, I have this really cool lock of hair.
Just kind of scoffs.
Okay.
So I've been hungry, but I've never eaten hair before.
Oh, food. Okay.
No, should do.
How about 5 gold?
Kind of perks up at that. She goes, interesting. And she begins to whisper, and Bryn, yeah, you hear the Druidic, but again, this very changed, as though it's like people who haven't been taught it picked up little bits and pieces and reconstructed it.
Like some kind of like second rate druidic, maybe like
Yeah, like most people sort of maybe were taught basics or were trying to piece it back together.
Right.
What
does she actually try to say?
The best you can tell, it's people are looking for something that we stole, but they're
That we
willing
stole.
to pay for it.
We say we stole. Which we and what stolen?
That's just. So, and you are addressing her now?
No, I'm just asking. Like when she says people are looking for what we stole. Which we? Does she say she's the we, or
She just says we.
I'll say in proper Druidic, child, you speak the language, but not quite right. What did you intend?
She kind of takes a step back, and what you would recognize as something she can't even quite control. It's as though you startled her. You feel like the roots all around you, like kind of grow up and almost ready to obey her and attack.
I'm gonna go ahead and spells. Right, probably. No, let's just do the obvious thing. I will put my hands down the ground and reach down into the roots, literally the roots, and touch the trees around me and say, "We are not far from kith or kin. We are cousins at best. Maybe we understand each other differently. I mean no harm. We don't really have a difficulty or a conflict. I am open to your ideas and thoughts. Give me some time."
She she stares at you, and then we'll speak again, kind of a broken Druidic. You promise no harm, then?
No harm. I'm a moon warrior, but I will never hurt you.
And you hear her whisper again, and as she does, it's as if the whisper gets carried in this weird way of like creaking and wind blowing debris across the land. As in this weird way, she says, "I'm bringing an elder."
I would love to greet your elder.
She's,
This
"I'm
is
bringing
now.
an elder." She seems to be talking to somebody else when she does this,
Mhm.
as if she's sending this.
Mhm.
And then she turns to all of you. "Follow me, then."
I'll
I'll
look
take-
around the rest of them in common and say, "Bear no arms, bear no blades. Let's be calm about this."
I'll take you to Dustfoot.
Dustfoot.
Yeah.
I will follow.
And with that, we will end our session for tonight. We will come back next week. And watching, thank you so much. And we will see you then.